Okay, so welcome to another episode of the MANvFAT Wales podcast. And I am over the moon, really am over the moon to be meeting here today with what I would describe as, if not MANvFAT royalty, definitely a MANvFAT legend, Dean Bax. So thank you ever so much for meeting with me and talking through hopefully your journey, and we're going to talk hopefully about your journey into coaching as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me, mate. Thank you for having me.
No, and if I can just ask very quickly, because I know you've texted me this, but I couldn't possibly remember it because my memory is just not good enough. All the different media you've done in terms of MANvFAT, because you've been involved in lots of different things. What have you actually done?
We was on just a week. My team, Porky Blinders, was basically followed. So every day we posted about nutrition and what we did every day leading up to games and stuff like that. I've been on Radio 5 Live with the Hairy Bikers with Stu. I was on Look East, BBC Look East as well. We did a cook along with Jeff Johnson.
Oh yeah.
And then we described basically a little bit about ourselves and stuff as well. I'm on the leaflet that advertises the leagues. What else? I'm on that Macron website.
Yeah.
For new shirts. Community Hero I was nominated for and won. I was nominated for Challenger of the Year. I don't know, there's been just so many sort of like my journey's just been incredible every time. It's just something new, something different. I can't really believe it, to be fair.
And to be fair, when I reached out, when you reach out to people for a podcast, for anything really, you often get, that's fine. That'd be fine. We could do that. And it was kind of non-committal. But with you, it was like, let's get it sorted. And I know we've struggled to get together to get this sorted, but I'm so glad we've got it now, because I think your story in terms of who you are and what you can share in terms of MANvFAT will be really good for our guys. So if I can just ask you a quick question, prior to talking about you've gone a long way through your journey and you've been asked to be a coach for MANvFAT. But how and why did you get involved with MANvFAT? What was it that drew you to MANvFAT?
I've tried a few things before and you just generally don't stick to it. And we were sitting down watching telly and then my wife, I was in the kitchen and my wife shouted me in because it was on the One Show. And she showed me like, oh, look at this. Why don't you try this? So I signed up for it. And I waited a few weeks, nothing. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call saying, can you play tonight? So literally I was in London at the time. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So sort of thing, like I was like, do you know what? If I don't do it now, I won't do it because I struggle with social situations. And if I overthink it, I probably won't go. So literally I just said to my mum, see you later, I'm going to go. Got my wife to meet me there with all my kit and my boots, and just enjoyed it straight away. The support was amazing. I rocked up. Everyone was like, "Oh, you knew what team you in?" It was just amazing, really.
And I think that message is echoed all over the MANvFAT world, isn't it? You know, when you turn up, it's always a bit hard. And like you said, if you do struggle, socially to put yourself out there, MANvFAT's one of those places that people always have that worry, but never really leave on that first night with that worry. It's instant, because everyone's there for the same reason. It's not a football league where some people are coming to win, some people are coming to, take part, some people are coming just to meet mates that they haven't seen. Everyone is there for the same reason, to lose weight and to get healthier, and the football's a massive bonus. How is the football for you? I often don't ask this question. What do you like on the field?
I'm not too bad. I could play pretty much anywhere, to be fair. I could play in goal. For the 11s recently, I've been playing centre back. So my preferred position is probably right mid, but I'm probably a better goalkeeper than I would like to admit.
Yeah, never admit to being a goalkeeper because you will just be putting goal constantly. And the reason I asked that is because I know recently you were asked by MANvFAT HQ to take part in was it like a an inter company match, was it?
Yeah, apparently they used to do every year a Thrive Tribe v MANvFAT. So Thrive Tribe is a sister company of MANvFAT. So every year they used to do like a match, which they haven't done in the last few years. So they wanted to start up again. So yeah, there was me and a few other players that actually joined in. It was at Weavenhoe Town FC.
Oh, that's lovely. And I saw the pictures of that day. It looked like a really good day. And you had, as you mentioned, the new Macron tops on. They look absolutely amazing. In fact, after we finish recording, I'm going to ask you which photo I can use of you for our, the front cover of the podcast, because I think it's got to be one in those kits. They're lush.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So your journey with MANvFAT, you said you've been with MANvFAT for 3 years, and you initially joined, and it was kind of that nervous energy. But what have been the successes of MANvFAT for you? Has it been on that social, the mental health side? Has it been on the weight side? How have you done? What have your successes been?
It's been absolutely life-changing for me, to be fair, because I do have like Asperger's and I do struggle with depression. I'm not very good in social situations. As I say, my first time, I literally had to get my wife to meet me there, so I had some sort of security, and that's literally most of that. Most of that's gone now, regards to social situations. Like I'm rocking up to different places all over for the 11s and not really worrying. So that kind of like has really helped me with that. Depression wise, I mean, I've got my accountability, I've got my accountability every week. I get the support from the guys, the support from the league. I know so many people across the country in different leagues as well that I talk to and help. And all that sort of helps me as well. And just by helping other guys as well, sort of like takes pressure off myself for some reason. It's really weird. By helping others, it does basically like relieve pressure. That's all worked. I lost 9.5 stone as well through MANvFAT. So I was weighing 20, I think it's 22 and a half, and I got down to 13 stone point 4, and I got under my 25 BMI. But obviously, over the last probably year or so, I lost my job and a few other things. And obviously, I've put a little bit of weight back on, but now we're sort of out of lockdown and the leagues are back up and running. I'm sort of now sort of like head back in the game. So yeah, so really it's helped me mentally. It's helped with my weight. It's as you say, it is very life changing, life changing.
That you've just mentioned about how you're helping others to do their journey now as well. You've definitely become part of the furniture in the MANvFAT community on Facebook. If anyone asks a question, there's generally a Dean Back's answer for that, plus a load of others who chime in as well. And your advice is always really good. But how, in terms of your team and in terms of the people face to face, how do you help them? Because the accountability you mentioned, but how do you feel you as a player help a teammate, for instance?
So, for instance, I'm captain of the challenge team, so I always do like motivational quotes. I do like things about calories and deficits. I'll say anyone need help this week, give them support, give them advice. Always there to sort of listen and support, as well as like, as you say, like if someone asks a question in the community or anything like that, to me, if someone's asked a question, obviously then you need to give that time back to sort of answer it or help, because little things like that really sort of not make someone's day, but they feel more privileged and think, do you know what? Actually, there is people there to support me. So yeah, I've constantly sort of like helping my guys, and as I say, Chris Wren, he said basically when he did challenge, he was struggling. Since I took over as captain of the team, he's lost now 40 kilos. And as he would say, that is solely down to me, just by literally supporting him and pushing him along. So there's just various people through the other leagues as well that I talk to and give advice to.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, because I kind of alluded to the support you provide on the Facebook, but the minute I asked you to be involved in this podcast, you said, "Listen, I know of this person, I know Bedders, I know this, I know," and you were naming all of these people that you've got these close links and contacts with that rely on you, and you listen to them, and they listen to you, and I think that's really key because MANvFAT can be seen as individual leagues, it can be seen as different different kind of teams within the league, but actually I think one of the things that you've done that kind of defines you is you've crossed leagues. You've made sure you've reached out to other people. The MANvFAT community has been used really, really well, and it's just been absolutely superb what you've done, and everything you've shared has been just amazing. So I'm going to ask you now. We can go on to that kind of the main bit of it. Coaching. How did you get involved with coaching, and what made you want to coach your own league?
Basically, probably like most people, is I always believe like MANvFAT has literally changed my life. So to me, I would like to pay that back, if that makes sense. So I would help anyone as possible as I can. If anyone asked me or MANvFAT asked me to do something, I'll jump at it. I will never think twice. I'll just agree to it and help out. Hence why I've done so much, because I literally will just go, yeah, me, I'll do it, sort of thing. With coaching, I just want to be there I just want to see those guys get on that scale every week and sort of see those faces, see them sort of like changing their lives for the better. I just want to give back as much as I can. So I think it was like when the Man City Academy was on. I spoke to Tim Booth then. I was like, do you know what? I want to be a coach. I want to be a coach. So he was like asking me a bit about myself. I sent him my CV as soon as I got out of the car park, to literally just hound him down. I've been on and on about Kings Lynn as well for ages, and where we are is like Norwich is that way, Boston's that way. There's nothing in the middle. Come on, it needs a league. It needs a league. So yeah, I've been pushing and pushing and pushing. I was going to get Boston as a coach, but then Boston United took over. So they took control of that. So I missed out on Boston. But yeah, I'm just so glad that the opportunity has now come up that Kings Lynn will be starting on October the 1st.
Yeah, those SLA agreements where, a company come in and run the MANvFAT league with the MANvFAT ethos and everything is great. But I think what you're doing in terms of a player becoming a coach and having the understanding of what it means to players to stand on those scales and to be the other side of the, be the other side of the table is a powerful thing. So you're going to be, when are you launching in Kings Lynn?
1st of October. So I'm literally doing like nearly everything, like going to shops with leaflets, and I've got car stickers in my car and giving those out to shops. And so yeah, I got a message across for the week on Radio West Norfolk.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Simon Rowe to actually sort of like talk to me on like live as well. So just like local radio stations, just trying to like promote it as much as possible. But yeah, 1st of October it starts.
Yeah, the initial setup is really tough, isn't it? Do you know if you're going for 4, 6, or 8 teams? Are you going for the full 8?
I think it's planned for 6, but I'm trying to literally work as much as possible to sort of get to 8, because the first season is funded, and that's my biggest worry, is the fact that after the funding stops, how many players will stay on?
Yeah, you've got to make sure it's a really, really great offer, haven't you, in terms of... and you will, I know you will, because like I said, you know what it's like to be the other side. You know what it's like to build a community and to be a captain, which is really, really powerful. So 6 teams, if you are 6 teams, the cup competition is a really fun thing. I don't know if your league you play in has got a cup competition. It's another element, isn't it, that will add a bit of spice. So you're going to be a coach, Kings Lynn, October. I'm really looking forward to that, by the way. And lots of the stuff you're making, I know you've talked about like the marketing you've been doing. You're making lots of, I saw your got kind of concentric circles, and it's got way play, lose, win around the outside, all the MANvFAT colours. All the stuff you're making looks absolutely amazing. So in terms of getting the name out there, I think it's going to be on the map from the very, very start, because everyone knows about it through you. Is there anything you're worried about in terms of coaching? Is there something you think is going to be particularly tough for you?
If you asked me 2 years ago, I would probably say the whole social side of things, but not now. MANvFAT has just constantly really helped me with that. I'm not worried at all.
Oh, do you know what? That's really good, because you're there, you're ready to run your league, your Kings Lynn league in between. I don't know if is Dan still at Norwich? Dan Church?
Yeah, Dan's still at Norwich. Yeah, Dan Church. Yeah.
There's going to be so much support and guidance around you as well. I think this is it's just destined for success. Everything you've done with MANvFAT, everything you do within the community is just absolutely superb. You've got the funded league, and see how many people you can get down there. If you can get to 8 teams, then and you can build that community, it'll just perpetuate, and that's going to be superb. So I imagine your second season will start just after Christmas, maybe start of Feb, is it?
Yeah, roughly around that. Yeah, I mean, Dan Church. Yeah, I mean, I played in Norwich for, I think it was a season, so I know Dan Church quite well. And just having him as a coach, then you sort of learn quite a lot from the guy. And I know for a fact, I do speak to Dan quite a lot as well. So I know for a fact that he'll support me 100%.
Yeah.
So
I think that whole area is just going to be packed with success, and there's going to be guys losing pounds every week there, absolutely smashing the kilos off. Thank you ever so much, Dean, for meeting with me and sharing your journey to coaching. I know I've gone on about it, but I just can't thank you enough. From the people who are involved in the MANvFAT community, from our leagues in Wales, and from everyone else you help. Thank you ever so much for everything you do, mate. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, mate.
It's a pleasure doing, mate. I enjoy it. As I say, I enjoy helping people out as much as possible. And I think MANvFAT has gave me so much that I just want to give it back.
Yeah, and you do in spades. So thank you ever so much.